Hello and welcome to StudyIQ, my dear friends. I am Prashant Mawani. I hope you're doing good. Today is 31st December 2018, last day of this year. But let's have a positive start first. The more violent the storm, the quicker it passes. Central message here is hang on, never give up. With this, dear friends, huge discount that is available on our pen drive and tablet courses is going to end today. Make the most out of it. 31st December today. Year-end sale is on. It's still on. You can give us a call on the numbers that you can see on your screen if you have any question or queries, or if you want to order this pen drive and tablet course, then as well you can give us a call. And if you want to know more about it, you can also give us a call. You can check out demo lectures and other things on our platform, but make the most out of it. Today is the last day. With this, I must apologize to all of you because today's lecture is a bit late. The thing is, Amit sir was going to take over from me today, but due to some serious technical issues, he was not able to deliver this lecture. And so the best thing that we could do was that I should step in and I should make sure that this lecture is out there for you guys as soon as possible. So here I am, and I am taking it as a I feel very fortunate and privileged that this is going to be my last lecture, and this is last day of 2018. So I will always remember this date that I was having a chat with you guys on the last day of 2018. Of course, it's an emotional moment for me, and so let's move on. We'll talk once things are over. So lifelines beyond farm loan waivers. Now this one is about farm loan waivers, and it's a very important topic. You can expect a question in your mains examination based on farm loan waivers. Now there are so many things that we are going to learn from this article, one of the most important article of the day. Now we know that farm loan waiver is a sort of fashion in our country at present, or it's a trend, or it has been in trend for quite a bit of time now. And Urjit Patel, I remember his words. Urjit Patel said that this farm loan waiver is, or it can pollute our credit culture. What he meant was that if you are giving farmers a loan waiver, then tomorrow you will find manufacturing sector will be asking for this sort of waiver, then service sector, then you have to give it to everyone every year. So this is not healthy at all for our economy. It is not healthy for our bank, and of course it is not a permanent solution for our farmers, because if I throw some figures or facts in front of you, see, in our country, 50% plus population is engaged with agriculture, right? Now, out of this 50%, or let's say that out of total farmers in our country, 80% farmers are marginal and small farmers, right? Marginal and small farmers. And this loans, right? This marginal and small farmers, they don't get formal loans, right? Most of their loans are maximum loans that this farmers take is from private money lenders, private financiers. So they pay a high interest rate, right? Interest rate is quite high, and it is not part of this formal loans. And whenever you get this farm loan waiver, you get it only on formal loans. So formal loans, it is a loan that is relatively, you can say, it becomes a bit easier for a medium and a large farmer to get a loan from a bank. So this farm loan waiver actually benefits big, or you can say medium and large farmers, and not small farmers. So first thing, right, to understand is that farm loan waiver is not a permanent solution. It is not solution at all for our small and marginal farmers, and it's unhealthy, and it can destroy our economy as well. Now NSSO, that is National Sample Survey Organization, came out with this Situation Assessment Survey of Agricultural Households 2013, and as per this study, 52% of farming households are indebted, with rates as high as 89 to 92% in some states. The thing is, this is not the first farm loan waiver, and this is not going to be the last farm loan waiver, right? We have to find some permanent solution for this farm loan waiver, because central government has given this one, Modi government has given this one, Manmohan Singh government has given this farm loan waivers. There are various different states, they have given farm loan waivers. General election is just around the corner, and we may find some more promises by various different political parties regarding farm loan waiver. So you know the situation, you know the basic things now, you know the gist now, that this is it looks beautiful, it looks good when it comes to, from political point of view, it looks good that you are impressing farmers, and farmers will feel good as well. But you know that it is not, this help is not reaching to that person who is standing, who is the last person in the queue. Now in this article, we find a bill, and this bill is developed by All India Kisan Sangharsh Coordination Committee, and this bill talks about two major points, and we have some sub points. So let's say this is point number 1, and under that we have point number A, and here it talks about this access to institutional credit to all farmers. So when we say all farmers, we are talking about predominantly marginal and small farmers. We have a small piece or small and marginal farmers. We are talking about sharecroppers. We are talking about tenants. We are talking about Adivasi farmers. We are talking about women farmers and animal rearers. All of them should have access to institutional credit or bank loan. Point number B. Marginal and landless farmers are mostly excluded from institutional credit. I have already explained this point to you. We have point number C. If we go through the suicide facts, then we find that this is just from Telangana. 75% of farmers' suicides in Telangana are by tenant farmers. Tenant farmers are those farmers who are renting your or leasing your piece of land, and they are the ones who are doing all the hard work, and they have to share the profit with the landowner. So they don't have a land of their own. Point number D is that again NSSO Situation Assessment Survey 2013 says that when it comes to debt from institutional sources, it is a very tiny amount, 17,000 per household, and it's not that each and every household has got the 17. This is just an average. All those small and marginal farmers in our country, if they have got loan, right, those of them who have got this loan or money from bank, on an average they have got 17,000, less than 20,000 rupees, which is nothing in today's age. And when we talk about medium and large farmer, then it is there. You can see a big gap here. Here they have got 1,41,000, and here they have got just below 17,000. So that's nothing. And point number ABCDE, right? Point number E is that Reserve Bank of India came out with this suggestion back in 2014 that there should be this debt swapping scheme, and what it means is to convert informal loans of farmers into bank loans. But this thing remained on paper only. So we need to fix this ABCDE. And then we have a major point number 2. And as per this point, it is talking about this model. It's talking about this commission. Kerala's Farmers Debt Relief Commission is a very good model, and we should have a national as well as state level commission. And this commission, if there is something like natural disaster, climate change, or pest attack, or any other thing, if we find something because of which farmers are going into, or if they are suffering because of natural calamity or something that is entirely out of their control, then they deserve a bit of help. They deserve a protection. And this protection could be in terms of loan rescheduling, interest waiver, one-time settlement, discharge of debt in installments, or immediate discharge of debt, and things like that. So we need to, first of all, we need to have a commission, be in natural disasters or pest attack or things like that, external factors. If they are going against farmers, then this commission should take, or should be allowed or empowered enough to take proper decisions that can help farmers. And this is just not enough, right? Money is not enough. We can have a state level commission, as I have already told, and it should be empowered and independent enough as well. So independence is the key here. And this thing is not enough, right? Loan or money or access to formal loan is just the first step. We have to provide technology and science help to our farmers. We need to conserve our water. We have to create markets that can generate or help farmers generate profits. Then we can also work on this crop diversification awareness campaigns. If all these things work in unison, then we can say that farmers or situation of our farmer and then situation of our country will change for good. Beg your pardon. Article number 2 is about this HIV reality check. Couple of days ago this thing was in news. Remember, we have discussed this thing that a lady she's pregnant, and at present she is affected with HIV because of this blood transfusion, and because of, you can say, lethargy or carelessness of few medical staff, right? This lady, her baby, as well as her family, their happiness is, I would say, gone because of this mistake, or I would say lack of standard operating procedure or lack of following proper procedures and monitoring. And it's like playing with lives. That's what I say. And the person whose blood was taken, that person has committed suicide as well today because he felt so bad about this thing and he was not aware about HIV. And so this is the thing. And what we find here is that blood banks in India have a success rate of less than 50% in contacting donors who have tested positive or transfusion transmissible infections. So many people out there, right? These people are those people who are donating bloods. They are good people, right? They are coming out and they are donating blood. And you see here that if they are affected with something, then this medical staff, they are not able to get in touch with them. So blood banks, they need to really pull up their sleeves, and they cannot play around in this way. They are destroying. They can just imagine the situation of that lady, right? That mother. So that's going to be, I don't have words to express the pain through which she is going at present. It was more about awareness, this HIV reality check editorial. And we have one thing here, GK thing, if you want to note it down. It is called ELISA, enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. It's a sort of test that is conducted on your blood to make sure that your blood is not having anything that is harmful for someone else. Then we have this plan before making a bid. It's a very interesting article. It's about India's aspiration to host 2032's Summer Olympics in our country, 2026 Summer Youth Olympic Games, and 2030's Asian Games. So that's a very positive thought, right? It's a very good seed, I would say. It has huge potential. Now, Olympic Games have been designed to leave an indelible mark on host cities with long-term benefits. People will get a new stadium, they will get new track and field ground, they will get so many people will start make t-shirts, and there are so many items. I can go on and on. Just imagine, it will work like a big booster for that particular city's economy, and not just that city, but it will be a booster for that country too. Something that back in 2012, when UK was going through a bit of recession, at that point of time, Olympic Games were held over there, and this Olympic was a big boost for UK. So it will leave an indelible mark, of course, and it will have its long-term benefits as well, because there are so many kids, they will get inspired from it. It will infuse this healthy culture in that city. So many people will start doing running and jogging and start doing a little bit of sports. So these are some additional benefits. Now the thing is, decisions are taken by International Olympic Committee, and for that Indian Olympic Committee has to prepare our country for it. Next year's not next year's, but next yes, of course we can say next year now, because we are on just 2019 is just tomorrow. So 2020's Olympic Games are going to be held at this Tokyo, that is in Japan. And if we want to see this Olympic Games here in 32, was it 32? Yes, 32. Then we have to leave a mark at this 2020 Olympic Games. We have to convince the world that we can when it comes to sports, right? We are a very serious sports country. Second thing is we are not that experienced when it comes to this multi-sports or international multi-sports events. So we have to start giving it a go. We have to start inviting and hosting this multi-sport events, tiny ones. Then we can go ahead step by step. Incremental change is better in this case. And then we can learn from other countries, like we can learn from Tokyo, we can learn from China, we can learn from UK and other countries. We can learn from them, like how things are or how they conducted things and other things. Then private money is important. We need investors. Public money, that means government is going to provide land and other things. But private money is important. We need investors. So for that we have to attract and we have to create an environment in which this private companies will feel a bit confident to invest for various different things like stadiums and other things. And one of the most important thing, we have to ensure, we have to set this benchmark that we are capable enough to conduct a clean and safe facilities for Olympic athletes, as well as eco-friendly, environment-friendly Olympic Games, because so many people will travel here and all these things will take place. So each and every product that we produce, stadium that we are going to make, everything should be designed in such a way that it is eco-friendly. So these are the few things that we can work on. Moving on to next item, and this one is the last article of the day, and then we will jump on to news items. So far we have gone through all these important articles. We have already talked about this Navtej Johar case, this LGBT issue. We have talked about it many times. Mind the gap. It's about financial year. It's about fiscal deficit. This is the only important thing that I find here, because rest of the things, dear friends, we have been talking about all these economical items and other things many a time. So we have talked about it many a time. So I'm just going to stick with this financial year and fiscal deficit. It's very basic but very important. I'm sure all of us are aware about this thing that our normal year, right, calendar year starts from 1st Jan, of course, and it ends on 31st December. But this, when it comes to financial year, it is a bit different in our country. Our financial year starts from 1st April. Like let's say this financial year, the one that we are going through, it started in 2018, 1st April 2018, and it is going to end on 31st March 2019, right? So I hope this thing is clear. So this is our financial year. Now, fiscal deficit. What is the meaning of fiscal deficit? If you go through definition, it is the difference between revenue or incoming money and total expenditure. So this is called fiscal deficit. So it's like if you have 100 rupees in your pocket, or let's draw your book. This is your financial book or financial statement. Today morning, as far as incoming money is concerned, you got 100 rupees, and as far as your expenses are concerned, you have spent 110 rupees today. You borrowed 10 rupees from someone else, and you'll be paying interest on that 10 rupees later on. So at the end of the day, you'll be minus 10. That is, when it comes to fiscal or financial deficit, is there of minus 10. Just imagine if you have got 100 rupees from somewhere and you have spent just 80. Forget about this 110 and minus 10. You just spend 80 rupees. So at the end of the day, you'll be in 20 plus, right? So you can call this situation as fiscal surplus. You have your expenditures are less than your revenue, and fiscal deficit is that your total revenue is less than your total expenditure. So this is difference between this thing is, if it is in negative, then it is called fiscal deficit. So I hope things are clear to you now. So this is what this article is trying to say, that mind the gap. Mind the gap means that be aware about this gap, because in first 8 months of this financial year, the central government or the centre's fiscal deficit has already overshot the full year's budget estimate. So if government has decided that in this year it was going to spend 100 rupees, this financial year, government has already spent this 100 rupees in 8 months. So for next 4 months, government has to rely on private investors when it comes to investing in the market, or in the economy, or government will have to borrow money from someone else, and then it will have to invest it. And when you are borrowing, as I told you have to pay interest. So even next year, if things are good, then you will be paying huge amount of interest. This year's interest you will pay from the profit of next year. So it's going to be a burden, and it will leave less room for you to take some bold and important decisions. So I hope things are clear to you. Now let's move on to latest news items. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina set for a landslide win in Bangladesh. That will be good news for India as well. Triple Talaq bill likely to face stiff resistance in Rajya Sabha. The centre is likely to face stiff resistance in its second attempt to ensure passage of this Triple Talaq bill in Rajya Sabha. The amended bill passed by Lok Sabha this week is listed in the business of upper house for the day. And you can see here, this is your scenario, or this position of various different parties in Lok Sabha. We have total 245 seats. One vacancy is there. And Bhajap has got 73, Congress has got 50, AIMDK, and these are all parties that are against BJP. So BJP has got 73. When it comes to individual party, BJP has got the maximum number, but still they are not enough. As you can see, you need to have more than 50% of 244, right? So that's going to be a bit tricky for BJP, and this bill is going to face a bit of resistance because there are people out there, they are not happy with this thing, and opposition party is not missing any chance, right? Any sort of opportunity if it finds to make sure that it can put government into corner, then it is leaving no stone unturned. Now, Nishad party leader in UP has been booked for these riots. We saw this murder of a constable. We were talking about it yesterday. Veteran filmmaker Mrinal Sen is not with us anymore, and many have termed this loss. It's a big loss for Indian cinema, and they have also called it as fall of Titan. Pradhan, that is Dharmendra Pradhan, has launched a sanitary pad making initiative, Ujjwala Sanitary Napkins Initiative, and this is supported by this Ministry of Petroleum. So if this thing, they can ask you a tricky question, this Ujjwala Sanitary Napkins, and then ask you Ministry of Women and Child Development, or is it Human Resource, or is it Health Ministry, then we may fall into this trap. Remember, it is Petroleum Ministry, because you have IOCL, BPCL and HPCL. These companies are going to set up some 100 manufacturing units in 30 districts of Odisha, and this is going to be a big boost for female hygiene and health. Petrol price at its lowest level in 2018. Share positive news has been said by Prime Minister in his Mann Ki Baat program. This was the last Mann Ki Baat of 2018. And CIC gets 4 information commissioners. The government has appointed 4 new information commissioners in Central Information Commission. And President Ramnath Kovind has approved the appointment. So remember, when it comes to appointment, it is done by President of our country, and CIC slams Home Ministry for denying information. So Central Information Commissioner Bimal Julka has asked why punitive action should not be taken against this Home Ministry's Public Information Officer for creating this blockade or not providing information regarding 13 inquiry commissions. You can see here a big gap of vacancy in this elementary school. So sanctioned post is here 5,92,000. You can see vacancies of 2 lakh, so that is 34.4% vacancy. So things are very bad in various different states. This is just a small graphical report for you guys. No agency has license to snoop has been clarified by Home Ministry. Interesting news coming from our island union territories, or you can say Andaman and Nicobar Island. Ross Island is renamed as Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Dweep. Neil Island will be called Shahid Dweep, and Havelock Island, a new name is Swaraj Dweep. It was back in 1943 when Subhash Chandra Bose said that this Andaman and Nicobar Islands should be renamed as Shahid and Swaraj Dweep. Robust GDP growth to continue has been said by Confederation of Indian industry. And 21 rhinos die in Nepal's Chitwan National Park. Remember, Chitwan National Park is in Nepal. They ask you this type of questions in A to B. You have to match the name of the country or states many times with the various different national parks. So Chitwan is, the name is quite Indian, isn't it? But it is in Nepal. And what industry wants? Council must consider extending GST to fuels, real estate, electricity and alcohol. Continued emphasis on simplifying business procedure. More NCLT benches for faster exit of distressed firms. States must implement Agriculture, Produce and Livestock Marketing Model Act and higher domestic oil production to hedge against global volatility. And RBI must revisit PCA framework and open special windows for NBFCs, that is non-banking financial corporations. These are your vocabs, dear friends, right? And you can stick your answer in the comment section of this video. I'll share the PDF of today's lecture right now for you guys, and that's it, right? Time to say goodbye to you all. So I'm sure 2018 was productive enough, and I have been taking this lecture for nearly 1 year and 4-5 months. So it was quite interesting. I had some days where I was having massive headache in the morning. I was not feeling to go through newspaper, but then as well I have gone through. I'm not saying it's a big thing. No, I'm not trying to project myself as a very hard-working person or things like that. But I had my good and bad days. I had those energetic days, but I'm sure I have acted quite well, that I have never displayed these things on this video lecture, and nothing is possible without your support. It was an outstanding opportunity to work with you all, right? We don't have that big age difference, but still I am a little bit older than you, maybe 3-4 years on an average. So it was wonderful to work with this new lot or this fresh lot, and God bless you all. I'm sure 2018 was good for you guys. My sincere praise to God Almighty, to Allah, to Ishwar, to Bhagwan is that 2019 comes with lots of happiness and lots of challenges as well for you guys. And my prayers are that that may God bless you and you all win and you achieve what is good for your life and what is good for you. So may your God be with you. That's everything from my side. Today was a total emergency lecture, so I have tried my level best, and I'll see you around, right? I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. I will be more on this background side, I would say. So if you have any question, queries, doubts, want to say hi, hello, hi, then you can always write down on my FB message or Twitter, right? So that's everything. I'll see you around, right? Keep on smiling, and Happy New Year to all of you. God bless. Jai Hind.